From the heart of Wayne County, this is Wayne Goldsboro Television, Goldsboro, North Carolina. Today is November 22nd, 2016. It is a Tuesday, and this is Wayne Goldsboro Television. I'm Wayne Alley.
And I'm Pat Garner.
Pat, where are we?
We are at the Wayne County Veteran Service Office.
Veteran Services Office. Director Brenda DuBose doing a fine job helping veterans as they separate from military service here. Been here quite a while, and if you are a military retiree or new military retiree, or if you've been out for a while, it makes no difference. You can get help here. She answers questions. She can set things up for you, whatever you need, claims or anything else. As long as you have your DD-214, Brenda DuBose is the person to talk to about whatever a veteran might need, right?
That's correct.
All right. Well, looky here. We're running out of time here on the wreaths across America. We talked, and you'll be seeing this run from time to time. We talked to Tanya Tucker here one day, and she told us about wreaths across America. We were at the Evergreen Memorial Cemetery on Highway 70 in Princeton when we talked with Tanya about this. This is something that's nationwide, but here in Wayne County specifically, Tanya's pretty much heading this thing up and has been doing so for a number of years now. And it's been going real well until this year. We're running a little behind. Tanya and a group of volunteers will place wreaths on military retirees, military personnel who have passed on their gravestones and tombstones at the two cemeteries. One is Evergreen Memorial, where they have over 500 military personnel buried there, and also the new North Carolina State Veterans Memorial Cemetery on Long's Plant Farm Road. She'll also place wreaths there. And she's been doing this for quite a while. The thing is, though, this year, we're running a little behind on this. Now, Tanya's very shy about asking for donations, and heretofore, people have gladly donated. We have come through some hard times here in Wayne County with the storm and the flooding and the hurricane and all that, so people are a little hesitant, so we need your help here. Each wreath is only $15. It's a $15 donation, and we're asking for your help to donate $15 per wreath to help honor the veterans who have passed. And you can do so simply by going online to GoldsboroWreaths.com. Is that right?
That's correct.
GoldsboroWreaths.com, make your $15 donation. And since it's going to that specific website, all the money that's raised will be going directly to Goldsboro, Wayne County veterans that are buried here. Now, again, those two cemeteries, at Evergreen and then at the State Cemetery out on Long's Plant Farm Road. $15 a piece, that's not a lot of money. If you can give more, that would be wonderful. If you can't afford $15, whatever you can give would certainly be appreciated. And it's all lumped together, it's all going towards these wreaths. Now, coming up on, I forget what day it is, but the cutoff date on this, when's the cutoff on this?
November 28th.
All right, on the 28th is a cutoff on this. That's when you have to have made your donation. And we need your help with this because we need to honor our veterans. Now, again, GoldsboroWreaths.com, make your $15 donation or $30 or $45 or whatever you can make. It doesn't have to be in increments of 15, it's just whatever you can pay. If you can't pay 15, then anything you can help donate would be greatly appreciated. And then a group of volunteers will get together and place these wreaths on the veterans' graves at a specified date coming up soon, right?
That's correct. And on that same website, if you want to volunteer, there's a icon where you can volunteer as well.
And off camera a little while ago, you told me that you can specify a particular veteran.
That's correct.
So there you go. And you can specify a particular veteran. Now, these are live balsam pine from Maine, New Hampshire, Vermont, somewhere up there.
Maine.
and they'll be trucked in here on a semi and will be placed on these veterans' graves. So I hope you're able to participate in that. Right?
That's correct. Read the mission statement.
Yeah, the mission statement. The mission statement of Wreaths Across America is remember, honor, teach. Remember the fallen, honor those who serve and their families, and teach the future generations about the sacrifices made to preserve our freedoms. That is the mission statement of Wreaths Across America. Now, and thank you, Tanya Tucker.
That's right.
That's a nice lady there. All right, let's see what all we do have here. Coming up at Steele Memorial Library in Mount Olive, there's a program that ran here at our local library here recently, and it was very interesting. We went over and recorded that, and it's in reference to an event that happened in the Philippines some years ago during World War II. It's when the Japanese took over those islands in the Philippines back in December 1941. Pat Johnson was born there. Pat Johnson, Denise's father, worked for a tobacco company there in the Philippines. And once the Japanese seized control, December 41, her family lived in the Santo Tomas internment camp in Manila for 3 years. Now, after the war, she moved to Goldsboro with her family. She eventually graduated Mount Olive High School in 1957. She, coming up on November 10th, I'm sorry,
22nd.
On November 22nd.
Which is tonight.
Which is tonight. And I was just thinking November 10th. No. November 22, that's tonight at Steele Memorial Library, beginning at 6 p.m. You'll get to meet Pat Johnson, hear her story, and watch some amazing slides. You know, I was just thinking the other day, Pat, this lady is close to, if not over 70 years of age. Because I believe she said and this is in her program now, she tells everybody, I think she was born in 39. No, she was born in 1936, so that puts her right at 80. It does. She has an amazing memory, Of course, she doesn't look, act, or sound like she's 80 years of age.
No.
Whatever 80 years of age is supposed to sound like, it's not her. It is not she, I beg your pardon. But this is a great program. It's an interesting story, and the slides are fantastic. This is about World War II, and the year was 1941 when Pat Johnson and her family were in a Japanese internment camp in the Philippines. It's an amazing story. She has an amazing memory. I can't remember what happened last month, much less what happened. Of course, I'm not 80 either, but I'm not. Anyway, what happened back then. But she has great detail and gives you a very interesting and fascinating program.
She does.
She does. What else do we have?
It is Lights Up Downtown tonight.
Lights Up Downtown tonight. Lots of fun, lots of people. There's going to be a chill in the air. It'll feel like winter. It'll be a winter fun evening.
With some snow.
There will be snow. Can you believe that? They're not forecasting it, but we have been promised snow.
Downtown will have snow.
Downtown Goldsboro will have snow. Also, there's a skating rink, I understand.
That's correct.
Ice skating. Ice skating. Right?
And a trolley ride. Trolley ride.
That's right. The trolley ride kicks off this evening as well. The two great, big, beautiful Belgian draft horses pulling that trolley around town. And that is a tremendous amount of fun. That's a lot of fun. And the lights light up, and people are singing Christmas carols and just having a good old time. Downtown Goldsboro, that's tonight, just before sundown. Everybody will get together. And then at sundown, at a specified moment, what's that word? At a specific moment, a specified moment, the mayor will swip the flitch and flip the lights. The lights will come on, everybody will be Christmasing all over the place. That's a lot of fun. And jolly old elf himself will be there, right?
Sure.
Sure, Wayne Alley.
I didn't hear about that.
Isn't he there?
I don't know. Is he?
I don't know, is he?
You have to go and find out.
I think he is. I'll have to go and find out, I guess. Okay, good. Let's do this. Let's just rock back and forth.
Okay.
Okay? We're going to go to our interview now, and that's up next on Wayne Goldsboro Television. Today we are in the sunshine. It's a beautiful day
Beautiful
here
fall.
on this morning, and sunshine. And here we're talking with Kevin Johnson of the Cooperative Extension Service. Kevin, always good to see you, sir.
Yes, sir. Good to see you, Wayne.
And we're standing in front of a maple tree here that is absolutely gorgeous. I mean,
Gorgeous.
nothing says autumn like this color right here.
I know. We're in fall. We're in the middle
This
of fall.
is it, man.
Harvest season, nice weather. I love fall.
I do
love
too.
it.
This is beautiful. It feels so good out here. Of course, it's unseasonably warm.
It is. It is.
We're approximately 10 degrees above normal.
Yeah, we've had some crazy weather, but you know it's getting ready to get cold,
It is.
and then it'll probably stay cold, and everybody be wishing it was warm again.
I know you can't please anybody, can you? But this recording was done on Friday. Today is the whatever day it is. It's the 18th, right?
Yeah.
And we're talking about, and this won't be shown until next week. So this is next week, and it's cold now.
It's cold. That's right. And everybody's like, "Whoa, I wished it was warm again." Yeah.
Can't please anybody. But which brings me to the question here in this unseasonably warm weather, and then suddenly the temperatures will turn of roughly 10 degrees colder than normal, and right now we're 10 degrees above normal. This has got to have an effect of some kind on whatever fields are still being utilized. Is there any crops in the fields right now?
Well, we're wrapping up our soybean harvest.
Okay.
And you know we're planting some wheat, some small grains are going in the field. Now the weather's really not going to affect us.
Okay.
You know the soybeans they're mature. You know we're trying to harvest them, so that won't make any difference with them. So no, farmers are prepared for this weather.
We've got we're drying out.
We're definitely drying out. In fact, we're actually really dry.
Are we too dry?
I don't know that I'd say we're too dry for this time of year, but you know, since the hurricane, which is 6 weeks ago,
Yeah.
something like that, we've had maybe 4/10 of an inch of rain.
Which is not a lot.
So this is not a lot. It's unseasonably dry, but now you got to figure we were unseasonably wet, and now we're dry.
Yeah.
We're not in the same pattern they are west of us in the western part of the state, Alabama. You know, we've got wildfires. We got a lot of problems that way because they didn't get anything from the hurricane.
Right.
But yeah, it's dry, but it's also helped with harvest. You know, we've been able to get our peanuts, our cotton, our soybeans. You know, the crops that we harvest in the fall.
Mm-hmm.
And plant our small grains.
So how would you rate us overall as far as post-hurricane damage or results, or are we in really bad shape? Are we in okay? Or are we in good shape?
I'd say we're okay. You know, if you know, like we showed before when we were down on Casey's Mill Road, there's places where they're going to be wet a long time. There's complete crop devastation, you know, but then you can go to other places where they had flash flooding, they had 15, 16 inches of rain, but the crops are going to be all right. They're going to be okay, is what I would say.
Those areas that received a lot of standing water, where it was difficult for the water to run off, did that damage the soil at all? Do we have to go in and add nutrients or anything?
You know, for the most part, it's done a lot of soil erosion. And that's a problem, and got a lot of farmers that have asked a lot of questions because you've got large gullies, and how are you supposed to replace that topsoil? We got a lot of questions that we've got to address, you know, in this winter and in the spring as we try to move forward with these fields. You know, we can move soil around, but we're actually going to have to replace some soil in places.
Really?
Yeah, just because we had large washes. It was definitely a flash flood event.
Yeah.
Like I said before, we had 15 plus inches of rain in just a few hours, and most of that didn't, you know, go into the soil. It washed off.
Washed away.
And when it washes and it builds speed, it took stuff with it,
Yeah.
and so it took the topsoil. It washed out roads, and you know, it was a bad situation. But as far as changing the soil and nutrients, yeah, we're probably going to have to fertilize a little heavier next year. But for the most part, most of it washed off. It didn't leach through, and we'll be okay.
According to what I'm able to figure here, we've got roughly and approximately almost 200,000 acres of farmland in Wayne County. Is that about right?
That's about right, yeah.
Now, the resulting flooding from the hurricane did a tremendous amount of damage. Obviously, it did. But which crop would you say suffered the most? Was it the soybeans that suffered most from that?
I would say it would be the soybeans.
Are we down in that area?
Yeah. See, we probably lost, and it's just a rough estimate to say that we lost 5,000 acres of soybeans, and it might not have been. That might be on the high end, but that would be in our low-lying areas where the water stood over top of them.
Yeah.
And those plants, those beans, they're done. They rotted. They're not going to be harvestable. Then there's going to be other damage from where water may have stood on it for just a little while and went down. Probably can harvest those, but the soybeans will have little marks on them, or they'll have some damage, is what we call it.
Yeah.
And they'll get a discount on their price. Yields will be hurt a little, but overall, I'd say soybeans. Our cotton crop was not good anyway. We don't have but probably 3,000 acres of cotton now. We used to have 30, and now we got 3. It's based on price, the world price. Yeah. Cotton was not good anyway. We just didn't have a good season. Sweet potatoes is still possibly a crop. It's still unknown, but they're in the ground, and that ground was saturated. Yeah. Now, I'd say 65% of our crop was already in when the hurricane came.
Oh, that's good.
That was good, but you still had 35% out there, and we're a little unsure. You don't know if you want to put those in storage because, they may rot. And if you're in storage and if one potato rots, they're all going to rot. So, a lot of the guys that are marketing the potatoes are going to try to move those potatoes first. So there's going to be some losses in sweet potatoes too. But peanut crop, I think, is going to be okay. A lot of them were already dug when the rain came, and even the ones that weren't, they planted them on light land, and so they're well drained. They dried out pretty quick, and I think the peanuts
that'll be okay. Well, let me ask you one more question about the soybeans. How many acres of soybeans roughly do we have?
That's always our number one crop as far as acreage goes, and over 60,000 acres.
Right. So 5,000 acres of that down the drain.
Yeah.
No pun intended.
No, but done.
Yeah. But that's about 12% or something like that.
Yeah, and that's
not quite that much.
But if you think about your low-lying areas, and I know not just necessarily on the river, but some of the creeks got out and stayed out. But anything on the Little River, we got a lot of floodplain farms. Because what else can you do with it? We farm that, and the stuff that people see on Arrington Bridge Road, all of that was lost. A lot of stuff around Seven Springs. Back up Lassiter Road and Ferry Bridge Road. And then, the Little River flooded, so there's a lot of farmland up through there. Yeah. And then low-lying areas, our creeks, they got out and stayed out. So,
what about, had we already gone, or were we past the corn?
Most of the corn had been harvested.
That's good.
Corn had been harvested, and for the most part, almost all of our tobacco was harvested.
Okay, well, that's a good thing.
It was a good thing. The one problems with tobacco was some of it was still in the barns, and we had power losses. We did have some tobacco that got wet. It was in shops, and it was already baled, ready to sell, and then we had that flash flooding. And pretty much everybody got 15 inches of rain, so that means we had that much water, and the water was getting in to where the tobacco was sitting on the concrete, and it got wet.
Oh, boy.
And that's a problem. So
that can't be used, can it?
Not really. Once it gets wet,
no market for it.
There's really no market for it. And see, even though it might not got that much water in the shop, it wicks up into the bale.
Wow.
So, and tobacco is your number one cash crop. And so that was a big loss for some farmers.
There is a small portion of Wayne County, and I don't know how important this particular crop is in Wayne County agriculture as a whole, but rapeseed is a small growing crop in Wayne County. How did that do?
Well,
That's a spring crop.
it's a spring crop, and our acreage has actually gone down on
has
that
it?
just because of the price.
Yeah.
But it's a very flashy crop because you had those beautiful yellow
I love it,
flowers, and you know, we have some in the Mount Olive area, and then out towards Princeton there was some. The acreage was down, but it is a spring crop. It's like small grain, so it was harvested. You know, it's harvested in June, so there was really no problems with
So
that.
without damage to the soil, then we should see more.
Oh well,
Rapeseed.
if the price for the commodities go up, we'll see more. But you know, we're seeing some shifts in crops because we're not seeing as much cotton. You know, corn. We had a little bit more corn this past year, but and it's all got to do with just basically commodity prices. Farmers are going to try to grow. Right now, I hate to say this, they try to grow what they'll lose the least money on. I mean,
So it's not what you're going to make the most
it's
money on anymore.
what
it's
you're going to lose the
least
least.
amount.
Exactly.
That's
So
a sad way of looking at it.
It is, and I mentioned the corn early on. We planted some, then the prices have just not done anything. You know, right now I don't know that our corn acres will go up at all. But you can't keep planting soybeans over and over. You have to rotate crops,
Right.
and that helps with diseases, insects, nematodes, and different things. So I don't know. It's right now. I'm not going to try to be super bleak, but the outlook is not the greatest right now.
Well, I don't want to hear that.
Yeah.
Let's talk about how good things are going to be.
Yeah, we hope so. You know, if you can get good yields,
Yes.
you know, then that can help offset some of the low prices.
Okay.
This year we had pretty good corn yields. Tobacco was okay.
Yeah.
I'm just going to say it was okay. The yields were down. The prices moved up towards the end of the marketing season. But overall, we're going to try to look positive as we move into 2017. Hopefully, commodity prices will go up. We'll have a good growing season. We do have to be positive.
We do have to be positive, and I do think that it could have been a whole lot worse, in fact.
It really could.
It could have.
You know, we look at our situations. We say, "Whoa, this was really bad," but you know, we could have had an extra 5 inches of rain.
Yeah.
That storm could have come in 3 weeks earlier, and it could have really hurt our tobacco crop, our corn crop. There's always a positive spin on the way things happen. But hopefully next year, no hurricanes.
We hope not.
You know, 2 500-year storms in 17 years. Maybe we're done with those for a while.
I certainly hope so. I certainly hope so.
I do too.
But Kevin, I appreciate you speaking with us and bringing us up to date on the crop situation here in Wayne
Yes.
County. Director of the Cooperative Extension Service, Kevin Johnson. Thank you, buddy.
Thank you, sir.
All
Thank
right.
you.
Good job. And this is Wayne Goldsboro Television on a Tuesday, November 22nd, 2016. Thank you for being with us. A quick reminder that this program airs Monday through Friday, beginning at 7 a.m., and then it repeats at noon, then it repeats again at 5:30 p.m., right? Sure, Wayne Alley. There you go. Now, what do you have there, young lady?
The Tipsy Turkey. Tipsy Turkey Ball will be held Wednesday, November the 23rd, starting at 8 p.m., and it will be at the Terrence Room, which is at 104 South Center Street.
That's tomorrow.
That's tomorrow. It is the Thanksgiving Eve Bash with DJ Tommy King. It is $20 per person, and you can contact DGDC at 919-735-4959.
And there you go. 735-4959.
That's correct.
Downtown Goldsboro Development Corporation office thing. There you go. All right. It's time now to find out what's special about today. And the answer to that question is, it looks like absolutely nothing except November 22nd, 2016. I have nothing on my list today for November 22nd.
Nothing?
Nothing. Nada. Zip. Zilch. But it's a nice day. Lots of sunshine. Let me tell you this, though. Here's what's going to happen weather-wise. It's going to be chilly today, hot tamale, chilly today, and it's slowly and gradually going to warm by Thanksgiving Day. Now, today is a perfect day for Thanksgiving. Thank you. Was I wandering?
Where are you going that way?
I don't know. I don't know. Today's a perfect day for Thanksgiving because it's chilly and it feels coolish. It's just turkey weather. It's a turkey. It feels nice out there, doesn't it?
It does.
Yeah, it does. Okay, yeah, and you would think this would be ideal. And the way things are going, it's not going to be that way on Thanksgiving Day. We've got a warming trend coming. It's going to be sunny and 70 on Thanksgiving. But that's okay. It is. What?
Really?
Yeah. Or, well, now that could change. That's an extended forecast. In the world of weather, today and tomorrow is a forecast. Anything after that is an extended forecast. And the extended forecast right now is calling for 70 degrees and sunny skies.
So snow and ice in downtown Goldsboro tonight, and then we'll be hot as I don't know
No. It's not going to be
day.
hot, turkey. It's not going to be hot. It'll be nice, pleasant, mild, and all that. 70 is about perfect. But it'll be a little warm for Thanksgiving.
Okay.
I don't make this up, and this is not my idea. Just live with it. Time for our trivia question for today.
One day at a time.
Yes, one day at a time. Today's trivia question category is Alaska. Alaska, our 49th state. All right? Most people have heard of Alaska, right? Sure. Seward's Folly and all that, pennies per acre. He was really ridiculed for convincing the president that we needed to buy that frozen area called Alaska. But we did, and we're happy we did now, okay? And Alaska, as all states do, has a state flag. Do you know what's on Alaska's state flag? One of the items on Alaska's state flag is a constellation. You look up and you see the stars at night, and one of these sets of stars is a constellation. Which constellation is on the state of Alaska's state flag? That's the trivia question. We'll have the answer for you in the next segment of the program, and that will be next on Wayne Goldsboro Television. Today we welcome Mr. George Wood to the studio. We're very honored to have the county manager in with us.
Thank you. Glad to be here.
I'm glad you're with us. Man, things are really hopping around Wayne County.
There's
so many things going on.
There are.
Gee whiz. Okay, we'll start with the Maxwell Regional Agricultural and Convention Center.
Okay. Well, I'm happy to report that we have finished all of the construction contracts now, so they've all been awarded. We've been working with T.A. Loving and our architect, H.H. Architecture, to do the final ones. They've gotten them in, they've reviewed them, signed off on them, recommending them to us. We took them to the board on Tuesday, and the board approved that. So we now know it'll cost about $18,400,000 in construction costs.
That was pretty close, wasn't it, to the
estimate? It's a little more, but we still have some additional contracts like for audio and some video, and also some furnishings and things like that.
And all this was done without raising taxes? Without
raising taxes, that's right. So we're very pleased with that. We are seeing an uptick in construction prices. So when we did the jail, between the time we did the jail and now we're doing MRAC, prices are starting to go up on certain things. So we have seen that. That's a little disappointing, but it is what the marketplace is. So, but we've bid everything out, competitively bidding. I think T.A. Loving's done a very good job on that. The two of them did some value engineering on it, and were able to take about $891,000 of cost originally out by doing some substitutions on what they did on some of the items. So we're very pleased with that, and that was part of what we were getting with a construction manager at risk. So I think they did a good job on that.
We're seeing curbing, we're seeing pavement going in.
Yes.
They're cutting the driveways and the parking lots.
Yeah, most of the site work is well underway. So the next step obviously is starting the building itself, and that people will be seeing that coming along shortly. So you're going to start seeing the building rise out of the ground here in the next month or so.
That's exciting.
It is. We're very pleased with it. I think it's going to be a beautiful addition to the community. We're also in the process of beginning to recruit for the director for that facility. And some people may say, well, why are you doing that before you open it? But the reason is people book these facilities a year or two in advance, and so we need to go ahead and be doing that. And we've also got to get a lot of policies in place. What are we going to charge for this particular room, setups for setting up a room a particular way, working with caterers, getting contracts in place with caterers, things like that. So there are an awful lot of things that have to be in place so that when we open the doors, we're ready to go.
Will you be relying heavily, I would guess, on a new director to help with that?
That's correct. And so we will get the director on board.
Right.
We won't hire anybody else till we get much closer to actually opening the facility. But we do need to get this director on because they're the ones that will be out recruiting conferences and things like that, and also helping make a lot of the decisions about which furnishings we should buy and those types of things, because we want someone who has experience in this area.
So we're still looking at early 18?
Yes, it'll be, I think right now with this contract, we set the completion date no later than March 1 of 18.
Oh boy, that's going to be such a big asset to Wayne County.
Yeah, we're
It
excited
really
about
is.
it.
It is
and,
exciting.
and again, I think TA11's doing a good job. The architects, HH Architecture's been good working with them. They've made a good team, and we're very pleased with the progress to date.
Well, just to give you a heads up, Pat, Bria, and I are going to be doing some videotaping out there. I've talked to TA Loving, and they said, yeah,
Great.
and we're set that up. So we're going to be bringing stories as it progresses on on the new agriculture.
I think that'd be
Convention
great, and
Center.
let people see periodically coming up from the ground.
Yeah, I can hardly wait.
Good.
That's great. Okay, we had a hurricane roll through, and the county survived, and the city survived, and now it's time to clean up.
That's right.
And arrangements have been made.
Well, that's right. We did go through a terrible loss, as you know. There are a lot of people lost homes. Some people lost businesses. Some people may not have lost them, but they had some flood damage and that sort of thing. So everybody's wrestling with that. We do have FEMA in here now, and a disaster recovery center was set up at the park that the city had made available to us. And so all that's underway. The North Carolina Department of Transportation has been and continues to be picking up vegetative materials. So anything dealing with trees, shrubs, anything like that, they're picking that up. The decision was made by the department and also another agency of state government that everything else in terms of construction debris from, if you had to take out sheetrock, insulation, furnishings, white goods, anything like that that is storm-related debris that's not vegetative, they wanted the counties to do that. And so we have been in the process of bidding that out. We awarded that Tuesday, and that company and the company that will monitor them will be out shortly doing that work. Our OES director, Mel Powers, is in charge of that. Mel's lining everything up with them. And I do want the public to know that once we have that information, we'll be getting that word out through all our various media sources, obviously including WGTV. So we ask people to look for that so that they'll know when they're coming through, and make sure they have everything out there in the appropriate order so we can get it picked up.
I do have a question that, and I don't know if you're the person to ask about this, But a lot of these items that they pick up, white goods and such, would be considered to be recyclable items.
Yeah.
Now, will they keep these items? Or
Yeah,
will they
they'll
take-
be bringing everything to our landfill,
Okay,
and
good.
so when they do that, we have recycling for these various things.
Excellent.
So we'll be doing the same processing there that we normally do. The other thing is our landfill is typically closed on Wednesdays. While they're doing this, we're going to be keeping that open.
Oh.
So while they're getting in here, we want to give them the maximum assistance that we can, so that we're going to run it 6 days a week and get it
Oh
done.
my, that's great. So will it be open to the public as well on Wednesdays?
Yes.
Okay.
Yeah, it'll be
Public
open.
as well
and
as-
which is what we did right after the tornado, I mean the hurricane as well,
Right.
was to keep it open on Wednesday so that people could bring their stuff in. So,
That's
and we got good response on that. So I think with that, again, if people will keep aware that that's coming, it'll be in the newspaper, we'll have it on our website, we'll have it through the TV station, all of our, and of course social media, so all of our outlets, and we'll probably put it on Code Red, which alerts a
That's
neighborhood,
That's good.
so that we can get the word out to people that they will be working in these particular areas in the next day or two, and try to keep ahead of that and make sure people get it done.
And that way people can get their materials out.
Get it all
outside
out
or-
there, because when they come through, it's going to be a one-time thing. So we want to be sure everybody's got it out there. I don't think that's going to be a problem, because most folks have already had it out there. It's just taken a while to get the contract done and all that. I do want to say that this contract is for 3 years. So if we had another storm come in a year from now or something, we've already got the contract in place. So there won't
that's great.
there won't be a delay next time on that. So we're excited about getting that. I think everybody's at a point now, they've filled out their FEMA request. We're doing the same on the county's portions of properties that we own. I know the municipalities are, because we had a joint meeting with them and our folks and FEMA on that this past week. So hopefully things are getting back somewhat to normal. Operationally, the county is back to normal, but the community is going to be affected by this for months.
Yes, indeed, and it was a difficult time for us all, and the cleanup, I think, will help get people in the right frame of mind. We're getting back to
That's
some sort
right.
of normalcy.
That's right.
Well, let me ask you this: did the county, did we suffer buildings? Did our facilities suffer?
I think
at all?
overall, as far as county facilities, we were extremely lucky. We had only minor damage to a few of our buildings, and we did have to replace some carpet in a few places, and had a few leaks. But other than that, I mean, considering we went through a hurricane, I think we came out extremely well.
Bad hurricane, yeah.
So this one, of course, was primarily just flooding. We didn't get the really high winds that you would normally associate with it. I
Right.
think the highest we got were around 45 miles an hour. Normally it'd be in the 90 to 100 mile an hour. Then we would have had more structural damage
more
to our
damage.
buildings. Yeah.
You know, you don't always know what I'm going to ask you, and don't be nervous. But I wanted to, David Harris came by and talked to us the other day
Yeah.
about FEMA offering 2 ways that people can recover.
Right.
And the FEMA's offering, of course, elevation to raise structures
Right.
up, and a buyout.
And a buyout.
So people can still go through that process, can they not?
That's right. They just need to go through the FEMA process and get signed up. And Dave is a wealth of information for us, because
He
he
is,
does
yeah.
this all over eastern North Carolina. So having him here in Goldsboro as a consultant has been tremendous help to our people, because he knows those processes very well. But those 2 possibilities are available, and if people think they're interested in either one, they just need to talk to FEMA and get the information and see if it fits their situation.
We ran that interview heavily on the station here, but I do want to mention, if anybody's interested in seeing that, it is on our YouTube site.
Great.
Go to waynegov.com, and in the upper right-hand corner, they can click on a link.
Great.
All right, I just thought I'd mention that during your time, if you don't mind.
Not at all.
Okay.
Not at all.
All right. We have arrangements with UNC Hospital to have flight service.
Right.
here. How's that coming along?
It's coming along really well. We have executed the lease with them, and the lease calls for us to do some improvements on the internal part of the hangar, primarily to put in sleeping quarters for their staff and also a staff room. So our public works people are in the process of doing that now. In the meantime, they've brought in a temporary trailer, which we've allowed them to hook up at the airport. So their staff is already here. They're already running calls for us. So this is a huge improvement for the community in terms of life safety, because this is a medevac helicopter. It'll airlift them to our hospital here in Goldsboro, and if necessary, if they have to go to a trauma unit, you know, then they can take them elsewhere, like Raleigh. So that's a huge improvement for us. It's also a nice improvement out at the airport. But it does lead to one other thing, and that is that was the last corporate hangar we had available. So the airport advisory committee has been working with the staff and also with the facilities committee and looking at what we can do now to expand the airport to put in some more corporate hangars. And so the Board of Commissioners approved on Tuesday a contract with W.K. Dixon, who is our engineering consulting firm out at the airport, to go after a state grant, and it's a 90% state grant, only 10% county.
Wow.
And that will give us the money to do the actual design, the bid documents and all of that, and then get that out for bid. And what it would do is what we need as far as increasing the apron coming off of the runway and coming over to the site where we'd have the 4 hangars, and then actually doing the site work for the 4 hangars. At that point, the board will make some decisions about, do we let individuals come in and do what's called a ground lease, where they lease that site from the county but build their own building. That's the quicker way, and in a way it's cheaper for us because we don't have to come up with the upfront money, and then they just pay us a ground lease, and usually at the end of somewhere around 30 years the building reverts to the county. So we're looking at doing some of those, and then we may look at the county doing at least one, because we always want to have one available in case we recruit an industry or we have an unusual opportunity like the UNC Healthcare situation, to where we've got a hangar available we can immediately put somebody into.
This is a big opportunity for a company who's looking for a place. If there's a hangar available, readily available,
That's right.
then that's another check.
It's another check mark that we've got that available. If you've got a corporate aircraft and you want to move a facility into here and you've got that aircraft, we can offer you that if you want to base it here.
Makes us that much more attractive.
That's right. That's right. But we already have interest from at least 3 firms who want to build. So, so we feel very confident that if we prepare these sites, that you know, we have very strong probability of putting those 3 in, and then the 4th would probably be the county-owned one.
Wow, long term, George, how big could we get make the airport out there? It's already a pretty good sized runway.
It's a good sized runway. It's 5,500 linear feet. You can handle most corporate aircraft with that. And so I don't know that we'd have to expand it, but if we have to, we have the capability to do it with the land that we own there. So I think we've got a solid airport for years to come.
And Greg Rule's doing a great job.
Greg Rule is doing a fantastic job there. Again, he's been involved in these discussions and these decisions. The Airport Advisory Committee has been as well. So I think it's been a good process that we've gone through trying to evaluate this. And I feel very good about where the airport is.
That's great. That's great. So did we cover about all we want to cover today?
I think so.
I think so.
I think so.
Well, happy Thanksgiving.
Same to you.
And I appreciate you speaking with us.
Glad to
and
do
our
it,
guest
Wayne.
has been Mr. George Wood, Wayne County Manager, who stays on top of things, and I appreciate it. Thank you.
Thank you.
We're back on this November 22nd, 2016, Tuesday. And there's lots of stuff going on. What's going on?
We have the following offices will be closed for the Thanksgiving holiday
All right.
on November 24th and the 25th, which is Thursday and Friday
Of this week.
of this week. All Wayne County government offices will be closed.
Okay.
The Peggy M. Seeger Senior Center will be closed Thursday, November the 24th, all the way through Saturday, November the 26th.
Okay.
3 days.
3 days, Thursday, Friday, and Saturday.
That's correct.
Okay.
The libraries will be closed starting Wednesday, November the 23rd at 6 p.m.
Okay.
And then they will be closed on Thursday and Friday, the 24th and 25th, and reopen on Saturday, the 26th
Oh, okay. So they close Wednesday at 6.
at 6.
And then Thursday, Friday closed, and then they will open again Saturday.
That's correct.
Okay. That's the libraries. All of them.
All of them.
All of them.
And Wayne County Solid Waste will open on Wednesday, the 23rd,
Okay.
and they will be closed Thursday, November the 24th and 25th.
So they're normally closed on Wednesday, the landfill
That's
and
correct.
convenience centers.
Only
Only the landfill will be open on Wednesday,
the 23rd.
23rd. So that means convenience centers will be closed Wednesday, Thursday, and Friday.
No.
That's what I meant to say, no.
The convenience centers will be closed Wednesday and Thursday,
Oh,
November the 23rd and 24th,
Right.
and they will be open Friday the 25th.
that's what I meant to say. And furthermore, December 7th, Education Hot Topic taking place at Chamber of Commerce of Wayne County, sponsoring and asking the question, how is the education community working together for a stronger Wayne, and what does it mean for the future of Wayne County, or just for the future? On Wednesday, December 7th at Lane Tree, beginning at noon o'clock, members and non-members are all invited to attend. Distinguished speakers, that would be the president of University of Mount Olive, that would be the president of Wayne Community College, and the president or the superintendent of the Wayne County Public Schools will all be speaking on this topic of working together for a stronger Wayne and what does it mean for our future. And that's Dr. Dunsmore, Dr. Kerstetter, and Dr. Walker all covering this topic. It's $20 for chamber members. It's $30 for non-members. Of course, now, I don't know why anyone would not want to be a member of the Chamber of Commerce of Wayne County, but you can go, and it's $30 each. And if you can RSVP to Linda as soon as possible, Linda M at WayneCountyChamber.com. RSVP to Linda M at WayneCountyChamber.com. All right, that's December 7th. Oh, boy. Coming up also, this is at the Peggy M. Seeger Senior Center on East Ash Street. You can come out and enjoy the Senior Center Christmas Bazaar fundraiser. This is going to be on Saturday, December 3rd. Why, that's next Saturday.
That is.
Not this Saturday, but next Saturday, from 9 until 1. And if you want to participate, you can actually rent a table. You can sell your arts and crafts and baked goods or collectibles for only $10 it costs you to rent a table. Space is limited, so you need to get this done really, really soon. Registrations can be made by contacting Sandra at the Senior Center, 731-1591, 731-1591, or call Rob at 731-1589, 731-1589, right?
That's right.
Okay, all right. Tell you what, I'm having trouble holding my papers here. So you take this, take this one right here. What's that?
The Christmas Open House, the Wayne County Service Zone Agent, and Parks and Recs are partnering to offer a Christmas Open House at the Peggy M. Seeger Senior Center.
There you go.
This will be held on Wednesday, December the 7th from 2 to 5. DJ Wildheart will provide entertainment. We will offer refreshments and door prizes. Please come and enjoy the holiday cheer with us. The public is welcome.
Excellent. And where's that again? Oh,
At
that's
the
at the Senior Center.
At the Senior Center.
All right, which is right across the hall here from us, pretty much. The Nutcrackers coming to the Paramount Theater on December 2nd, 3rd, and 4th. December 2nd and 3rd, that's this Friday and Saturday. Curtain time is 7 p.m. On December 4th. Curtain time is the matinee at 4 p.m. Tickets are anywhere from $13 to $18. This is a storied story. It's been around a long time, as you well know, the Nutcracker Ballet, 35th annual production, and is directed by Peggy Wingate and Mary Franklin. And it takes place at the Paramount Theater in downtown Goldsboro. And I tell you what, it is a great program. It is a great program. They do a fantastic job with it. Now, time for our trivia question answer for today. The category is Alaska. The question is, the state flag of Alaska has a constellation on it. What is the constellation on the state flag of Alaska? And the answer is the Big Dipper. No, not Gipper, Dipper. The Big Dipper is the constellation that is part of the Alaskan state flag. Well, that's going to wrap it for today. We'll do this again bright and early tomorrow morning if they'll let us in the building. In the meantime, please drive carefully. And here's a quick reminder for you. During the holiday season, law enforcement will be performing click it or ticket around the area, around not only across North Carolina, but across Wayne County and Goldsboro as well. Please wear your seatbelt. Number one, for safety reasons, because you don't want anything to happen to you or your family. But number two, it can be very costly if you're not wearing your seatbelt and you get stopped by a law enforcement officer. So wear your seatbelt. Click it or ticket campaign is ongoing during the holiday seasons. All right, especially around Thanksgiving. So drive carefully. Always wear your seatbelt. And until tomorrow, I'm Wayne Alley.
And I'm Pat Garner.
And this is Wayne Goldsboro Television.